What's up guys and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, JNO, and welcome to my team for Game Week 32, Points and Performance, where we look back at how I did in Game Week 31, see what points my players got and how they did in the underlying stats, to kind of have a look at what we should do moving forward into Game Week 32 and beyond. But before we get into that, if you do want to support the channel in the Football Blogging Awards, do check out the two top links in the description down below. I won't say any more. I'll leave it at that. So let's pull the plaster off as quickly as possible and get this bit over with, because it's not going to be enjoyable for me. But I have always said I will do videos every week no matter how well I've done, and I won't just disappear on a bad game week. So 30 points from 11 players. I even had a player on the bench who didn't start, Schindler. So really good performance by my team here. I've planned for this game week for I don't know how long. Probably since about game week 24 when I brought in Fraser. And of course the 1 week Fraser does return points. Game week 30 I put him on the bench against Huddersfield. Why I did that I have absolutely no idea. So I don't know what my game week rank is yet. I don't know what my overall rank is yet because I'm recording this before that comes out. But they will be in the overlay just below my face cam right here. And I'm imagining it's not going to be too good. I'm imagining I'm in the 20+ thousands. But the plus side to me is I think not many people did well unless they had the likes of Rondon, Maddison and potentially Sadio Mane, especially if they had Sadio Mane as captain. That probably is good enough for your whole game week compared to the points I've just got. So it's not great, but we did have two highlights. Digne managing to get a clean sheet against Chelsea. I did have my reservations about Chelsea, and if it wasn't for a tweet about Mane potentially not playing against Fulham, wasn't pictured in training, I probably would have gone Mane. Might have taken a -8 to get to Mane. Instead of having Van Dijk, Robertson and Salah, I'd have had one defender and Salah and Mane. Or I may have just gone for a straight swap, but those training ground pictures put me off of bringing in Mane, which is a real downer for my game week. If I'd brought him in, that could have made a big difference. However, Digne getting a clean sheet against Chelsea, I was a bit iffy about Chelsea. I know they are capable of performances like they've just had against Everton, but I brought in Hazard just to cover myself because I knew a lot of people had him. But I kept Digne because I thought a clean sheet was possible. I was hoping for an attacking return of some sort, but that didn't come through. And then Almiron, I brought him in with high hopes. He didn't hit the ground running, but he has got an assist in the last 2 game weeks. But once we get to his underlying stats, you'll see why I'm a little bit worried about Almiron as well. Other than that, 2 points across the board for pretty much everyone other than Tom Heaton, who only got 1. But to be honest, Tom Heaton was the one player that I didn't think was going to get any returns this game week, so I'm not too annoyed at that. But let's get into the underlying stats and have a deeper look at how my team actually performed. So we start off with the goalkeepers in defence, and yeah, let's start off with Heaton. Let's get it out of the way. 4.8 million. Again, he's not returned me any points. 1 point from 90 minutes played, 2 saves made. Tom Heaton has been probably a mistake of a transfer. I took a punt on him, it's not really paid off. I could have pretty much gone with anyone else and got the same amount of points. However, he will play in game week 33, so he's probably going to stay in the side. Then we have Robertson and Van Dijk. I had high hopes for a clean sheet against the Fulham side that are pretty much destined to get relegated. And Ryan Babel, of course, had to go and score against his old club, which meant Robertson and Van Dijk both didn't get a clean sheet. Both only got 2 points apiece. However, in comparison to Van Dijk, who had 1 penalty area touch, no attempts on goal and no chances created, at least Robertson had some attacking output. He had penalty area touches of 5, 1 shot on goal, which was on target and from inside the box, and created 2 chances. Moving forward, I'm probably not going to double up on Liverpool defence again. I've always said I don't like doubling up on defence because as soon as a goal goes in, it goes wrong. I don't know why I've doubled up on Liverpool defence. I'd have been so much better if I'd gone double up on Liverpool attack, because at least I'd have had Firmino or Mane. So I won't be making that mistake again, and I probably won't be listening to Twitter much anymore, apart from maybe the press conferences. But Digne, who only stayed on my side because Everton didn't blank, and there was the potential that they would blank going into game week 31, Digne actually got me 6 points, and he has been returning quite frequently again. Everton seem to be better defensively than they were. Digne is always capable of an assist. 6 points from 90 minutes played with a clean sheet. No bonus points, but he did create 3 chances. So that's 1 plus side. But to be honest, he's only in there because I knew he was playing this game week. So I suppose that's a little bit lucky. I would like to say it gets better than this, but it doesn't. Digne was my top performing player of the game week. So it's all downhill from here. So we go to the midfield, and we'll start off with the high point of this midfield, and it is Almiron at 6 million. Again, I brought him in hoping for more than this. I thought he would score some goals, get a few assists. He's only got 2 assists since I've owned him, but having it in this game week was vitally important to me to not fall too far behind. He managed to get 5 points from 81 minutes played, 1 assist. However, look at those underlying stats. No penalty area touches, no attempts on goal, none from inside the box, none on target. 2 chances created, but no big chances created. And to be honest, one was winning a free kick. And since when does Rondon take free kicks? Where did that come from? That was really annoying. I was hoping it could be potentially Almiron. I don't know if he's actually good at set pieces or not. But usually Richie takes them or someone like that. No, Rondon, someone that could really hurt my game week, he took the free kick. But fair enough, at least Almiron got me an assist. So he was my second highest scoring player. And then Salah was my next highest scoring player, but that was only because he had the captaincy armband. 13.4 million, 4 points, 90 minutes played. If we just read the underlying stats, you would look at him and think, that's not bad for underlying stats. A goal is due. 13 penalty area touches, 5 attempts on goal, 3 from inside the box, 3 on target, 1 big chance, and no chances created. My issue is, he's had these underlying stats for ages. He's not on form, he's wasting these chances, and it's infuriating owning him over Mane when Mane is making the most of his opportunities. So right now Mane is the informed player, Salah isn't. Do I wish I'd transferred over to Mane earlier? Of course I do. I haven't, we'll have to move on, but to be honest it looks like Salah isn't going to be part of my team for the rest of this season just because I've had enough, and if you can't score against Fulham, why should I have any faith with you scoring elsewhere? But in his defence, 3 of my other midfielders didn't do any better. And in fact, they probably had worse underlying stats. Ryan Fraser, however, 6.2 million, was probably unlucky not to be put through at one point in the Bournemouth against Newcastle game where he might have scored a goal. He did get 2 points from 90 minutes played, 4 penalty area touches, 1 attempt on goal, which was from inside the box but not on target, 3 chances created and 1 big chance created. So Fraser I'm not too upset about. He could have scored points this game week, just it didn't come through. Then Barnes, 5.5 million. It was a punt. I should have gone with Maddison. It's quite clear now Maddison would have been a better option, would have made this game week a lot more different for me, and overall Maddison's been outperforming him. Barnes at 5.5 million, 2 points from 76 minutes played, 4 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, 1 from inside the box, but not on target, wasn't a big chance and he didn't create any chances. So Barnes seems to be a bit of a failure, probably stuck with him for game week 33, depending on my transfer for game week 33, but then with wildcard planned in game week 34, that's when I can really reset my side. And then we've got Hazard, 10.9 million. Again, I said this, I only brought him in because of coverage in case Chelsea did do a number on Everton, but my gut feeling was there was no one at Chelsea that impressive, and I wish I kind of stuck with that because 2 points from 90 minutes played, 6 penalty area touches, 3 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, 1 on target and 2 chances created, but no points. And Hazard was my -4 pretty much, unless you consider Callum Wilson my -4, and Callum Wilson didn't do any better. But really disappointed with Hazard, really disappointed with Chelsea. Just in general, I don't think they can be trusted in the Premier League. So they might actually be one that I only get 1 or 2 players from when I free hit and when I wildcard for the double game weeks. And then we move on to my forwards and we look at the forwards and it's still another disappointing show. Wilson at 6.5 and Vardy at 9.1. Both did really well last game week, getting lots of points. Vardy in my team at that point get me lots of points and I missed out on the Wilson points. If Wilson hadn't had a great game week 30, I'd have probably brought in King, because King was my planned transfer up until Wilson came back in game week 30. And of course we all know King did well, he scored 2 goals. Instead I've got Wilson, so 90 minutes played, 2 points. However, Wilson probably was unlucky to score. The underlying stats aren't amazing, but he did have a chance cleared off the line. 2 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, 1 big chance. No chances created, but I feel like Callum Wilson is a decent person to keep going into game week 33. And as for Vardy, again, it's the same. I think he's a decent player to have going into game week 33. However, it just didn't come off for him in this fixture. 2 points from 90 minutes played, 3 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, 1 from inside the box, 1 on target, and 1 chance created. Disappointing, very disappointing. The plus side is I probably was never looking at Rondon, and no other striker really did anything that I might have brought in other than potentially Firmino. And again, that would have been a hokey-cokey around the Liverpool players. So not too disappointed with the choices, just disappointed in the results. So we look at my team going into game week 32, and as you can see right now, that's not an ideal team for game week 32. Jimenez and Doherty both with 2 fixtures. But other than that, all single game week players. So I am going to free hit. I think even if for some strange reason because it hasn't been announced yet, Man City aren't in this double game week in 32, which I really believe they will be because I can't see where else they'll put it. If for some magic and absolutely outrageous reason they're not there, I still need to either free hit or play my wild card because this team won't do going into game week 32. Is there the potential for me to keep some of these players? Looking at the players right now, Hazard, as far as I'm aware, will have a double game week and he's got Cardiff as one of those fixtures, so he could stay. Other than that, the 2 Wolves players might stay. I do have a slight worry about them potentially focusing on the FA Cup instead of on the Premier League. But my mindset behind that is, yes, they want to win the FA Cup, but also this is their first season in the Premier League and they have the potential to finish 7th under the top 6, which would be a great result for them. So I think they will still want to do well in the Premier League. There's a chance I might downgrade Doherty to Johnny because Johnny's still so much cheaper than Doherty and potentially that value could be used elsewhere, which might benefit me more than having Doherty. But other than that, I think the Wolves players are going to stay and I believe Hazard is likely to stay with his potential double game week fixtures. But other than that, I think it's going to be an overhaul. There's going to be a lot more Man City in this side, especially if they're in double game week 32. And probably Man United is the other team I'll be focusing on, but I will be looking for those differentials elsewhere. We will, of course, cover all of that in the My Team for Game Week 32 transfer thoughts, and I'm thinking of doing 2 of them, one this week so you get my initial thoughts and what I'm looking out for during the international fixtures, and then also one after the international fixtures once we know if there's any injuries and anything else we need to worry about. And also we will of course do another blanks and doubles episode where we cover the way the schedule has been sorted out by the Premier League. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're told when we go live on this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support recently. If you want to continue supporting the channel, various links in the description down below, including, the FBAs. Also, if you want to vote for the FPL Wildcats in the Best New Creator category, feel free to do that as well. All that being said, if you have had a bad game week, I just want to say to you, it's one bad game week, and now the challenge is to get up and improve our ranking after that. If you have chips to play, there's still a lot to play for. If you haven't, what you do after you have a bad game week and what you do when you generally get knocked down in life is the true test of you. This is where we get back up, so I want you to get back up with me and really focus on Game Week 32. We'll bring this back, don't worry. And if you had a great game week, well done to you. All that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.